Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Luke, also known as Sadface, and today I'm going to go through a tutorial on palettes. I was going to do this live, however, it was a 20-minute video and nobody wants a 20-minute video, so I'm just doing a voiceover to a video and cutting a load of crap out. So here we go. We're going to start off our palette with greens. We're going to take the base green, throw that in there, nice little middle green. It's going to be a monochromatic palette. That means that the hue is static. The hue never changes. It's always perfectly green, and we just change the value and saturation and find the colors we want. Remember, this is for beginners, and this is a very basic guide from building your palette. So we'll take the greens, we'll get a darker version by shifting the value down and the saturation up, and we'll get a lighter version by shifting the value up and the saturation down. Then we should have a nice gradient of greens. Now after that, we want to shift towards warm and cold colours. Warm colours being yellow, orange, red, cold being blue, purple, and so on. Now, what we want to do is we want to shift the lighter colours towards the warmer colours. So the lighter greens we want more towards yellow, and the lighter it is, the more towards yellow it'll become. That'll give the light colours more warmth to them, and we want to do the opposite with the dark colours. We want them to be colder. So the dark greens will shift towards blue, and that'll create a cold feeling. Now I changed the background here because it was a bit hard to see the green, so I decided we'll go with a black background. And we're going to continue with the palette. The next stage is adding colours to the palette. Say you don't just want the greens, you don't want just the greens with warms and colds, you don't just want that. You need more to your scene. Your tree has some twigs sticking out of it. You want a brown colour. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a brown colour. It doesn't have to stay that exact colour. We can change it as we go on, but we'll pick that brown colour, and what we want to do is we want to transition from the green to the brown, and we do that by following the U-bar. What you do is you go along the U-bar from green towards yellow towards orange, which will then be brown. You always follow the U-bar, especially beginners. Just go along it and follow those colours. They're gradient into each other nicely. So what we've done there is we've taken the green, we've shifted more towards yellow. The brown was darker, so we want to go darker at the same time. So we've gone towards yellow, which is around the same value and saturation as the green, just a little bit darker. And then we've gone darker again, so less value, more saturation, and we've gone even further towards the orange colour, and then finally we've brought the value down, and the saturation I believe may have been full or almost full, giving us a brown colour. Now where do we go from there? We want other colours. We can go, if you look at where the U marker is, if you can see that, it's on orange, there's red to one side, there's yellow to the other, so we can go either way or we can stick with orange. Here I've gone from a burnt orange kind of colour, so it's a little bit towards red, and then it's really high in saturation and quite bright. That gives you like a burnt orange, it's like a rust. Now I've gone one way with that, but I also want a red, and we don't want to go the same way. We want to leave that side open, and we want to go the other way. I want to go towards a red colour, so we take the brown and start shifting into red. However, this time we shift a lot further towards the red, so that we don't get the same burnt orange colour. And then once we get to a nice in between brown and red, we then shift onto the red colours and transition that way. After that, we go on to blues, which is from the dark green side. You could do this from any side. You don't have to go light to dark to dark to light and so on. You can go dark to dark to dark to dark. This is just the way I like to do it. So I've gone here for a lighter blue. I was thinking like a sky blue, and we'll get to that. You can see that I'm using a lot of colours. I'm just trying to show that, you know, the way that it works through the colours, the gradient, rather than taking huge jumps so that there's less colours, which usually you do. You use quite a lot less colours here. You 3 greens on 3 yellows, 3 blues, 2 reds, I don't know. But I'm using quite a lot here just to show you how you go from one colour to the next colour. And there you go again. I went for the sky blue, and then I was thinking, like a lake, an exotic lake or swimming pool kind of water with the next blue that I brought out. And, you end up with a good palette. Here, I was just making a palette. I wasn't thinking too much about the colours. I was trying to show you, how to go from one colour to the next. And people also ask about what pattern do I use and so on. How do I know where to go with the pattern? It doesn't matter. The pattern is personal preference. Just make sure the colours follow the U-bar. So, greens go into blues, blues go into purples, purples go to red, red goes to yellow, orange, and orange goes to yellow, yellow goes back to green. Just follow that along, and you can't really go wrong. My GIF tutorials really, they're worded well. I did well there, and they explain it really good, and I've got good feedback from that. So if you do get stuck with this video, I'm putting the GIF tutorial links below. You can just go have a look at them, and that should help you out. If it doesn't, contact me, message me, that's fine. Anyway, continuing on, Grayscale Palettes, well, not palettes, but if I'm adding greys and whites and blacks, I normally move away from my colours and put them elsewhere. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I like to move my greys away. I also don't like greys. So here I'm showing you an example here of I shift the grey a little bit and give it a little bit of saturation of the blue colour or any other colour you feel you like. Like I say, palettes are quite personal, and I'm not too keen on grey, so I'll shift it to blue a little bit and give it a little blue tint. Also, don't go perfectly white. Make a dirty white. You want to come down from the full saturated white. The opposite. Like no saturation, no color, no nothing. It's just bright white. You don't want that. It's too much. The only time you might use that is specular lighting. That's another subject. But just try and avoid it when you can. The same goes for black. Try and avoid perfectly black. You want to go for a really dark grey, not black. Huge thanks to all my patrons. Here's some music I created for you to listen to.